Hello, happy Wednesday. Welcome to my stamp room. My name is Terry Phelps, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And I'm here tonight to show you a fun card that is themed around hearts, but it isn't necessarily for Valentine's Day. It's just to share with people that to show that you care. So I'm going to do a fun fold tonight. It's called a vertical easel card. And I think it's really a cute fun fold for accentuating my hearts. So I'm not going to show you what we're going to make. We'll just make one and see how that looks. And then I'll show you the ones that I made already. So, all right. So this is a really simple thing. First, actually, I will show you where you can find this in the new mini catalog, which is now live. The only products I'm using tonight are the Love Notes 6x6 paper, and that's in the Mix and Match section on page 17. And the bundle of the Made with Love suite. I did not buy the whole suite. I just bought the bundle, which is the stamps and the dies. And those can be found on page 31. I'm going to show you really quick so you get an idea of what the size is of the stamps and the dies. So these are the stamps that come in the set. There's 16 of them. So they're pretty fun. It's two from Today and Always, Happy Day, Hugs and Kisses, Valentines, Sending You Love, and all the fun stuff. So this is the size of the stamps. And then these are the dies that you get, which is really fun. So this is the Endless Love dies, and you get 13 dies. And as you can see, the larger die is quite big. It's quite large, which is kind of fun. That's why I liked making that as my focus. And then the paper, it's a 6x6 pad of paper, and you get 8 of each. And so there are a couple sheets that are actual just nice backgrounds. And then, and that's why I thought I will get this in place of the DSP that comes in the suite. And then it also comes with these really fun sections that you can use any way you want. So I kind of thought that was fun too. So, and this is kind of fun. So this is like little Valentine cards. And then on the back, oh, this one's different. And then they also have ones that you can make and send. So you can cut this apart and have 4 little cards. So that's kind of fun. It reminds me of little kids. Sorry. It reminds me of little kids' Valentines. So this one is the same on the back where you would write to and from. And then these are plain on this side. So it's pretty fun little set of cardstock. So that's the cardstock I'm going to use. And the only other product I think I'm using is the twine. And this is the Baker's Twine Essential Pack. And I'll tell you why I chose that when we start making our card. So those are the products. So our card base is an 8.5 by 5.5, and we're going to score it at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. So this, I think, is card base. Sometimes I think I have that, and then I find out that, oh, that was a leftover from something else, and it's not quite right. but this is. Okay. So this is your normal card base, and I'm going to then score it at 2 1/8. And then I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. Oh, it's so nice to be kind of back to a regular routine after all the holidays and whatnot. All right. So we're going to take this and I'm going to embellish or furnish the nice scores nice and crisp. All right, so that's our card base. What other pieces? So we're going to need an inside panel, and the inside panel we're going to use is 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. So let's cut that. Whoops. And what did I say? 2 3/4. All right, so that is our inside panel. And then we're going to make a couple stabilizers, and that's going to allow how we decorate the front of the card to keep everything kind of nice and secure. So we're going to need 2 2x2s. So let's see. It's 2 inches by 2. And let's see if this fits. Woohoo! All right, and so those are going to be our stabilizers, and so we are going to score those at 1 inch. All right. Oops. I hope if I read the numbers right. All right, so we have those 2 pieces. What else do we need? So we are going to take, and you can do this in either cardstock or designer series paper. I chose cardstock. An example of using, I used designer series paper, but an example of why you would use cardstock for this panel is if you like embossed a panel to have that kind of a look. Okay, so whatever your design is, you would choose either designer series paper or cardstock. So we're going to need 2 panels at 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to do the 5 1/4, make sure this is big enough. And then we're going to do 1 7/8. And then I can hear my dog digging in my bed. He's making a nest. Always something. All right, so we have these 2 panels. And then we're going to also need a panel for the right side of our card. And I'm going to use, gosh, I haven't even thought about it. I think I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use a different piece. Let's see. Ooh, this is almost perfect. I'm going to try. I'm going to see if this fits. Yeah. So we've got, what did I say it needs to be? You need it to be 1¼ by 5¼ So 1¼ I hope this is going to look good because I just kind of, I mean, I know what I'm making, but I haven't made it yet. So we'll see. Alrighty. So this is then 1¼ by, or no, 1⅞ by 5¼ Oh, no. Sorry. It's 1¼ by 5¼ Okay. I got too many panels here. All right. So that's that panel. And let me see. I think I'm done cutting pieces. All right. So I'm going to get this out of here. And then we're going to also, I used, I wanted to see how many hearts I could get out of my 6x6 paper. So I've got 3, and then I might be able to squeeze another one here because we have like 3 different size hearts. So just so you know. So because I already cut this, I'm going to use this one in this card. So if you are making this card, like I adapted this because this is a heart shape, you could put a square any way you want to decorate the front of your card. You might just have to adjust your stabilizer a little bit. Maybe you need it smaller or whatnot. Just depends on what you're putting the front in. And so I'll adjust this a little bit once I put that on. And then we're going to die cut a couple things. I have a arrow that I've already cut. I think I'll just use that. I'm going to cut our X's and O's. So I'm going to take a couple of those. And it's really cute. The X and O has a little heart in part of the O. So I thought that was really cute. Clever. And then we're going to need to cut. Oh, I will need. Let me see. I'm going to need this heart. Nope, not that heart. I'm going to use this heart. Let's see if I can get this on. Nope. All right, so I'm going to need to get another sheet of this. That won't fit. Oh, those are my panels. All right, let me grab one of those. Okay. So I'm going to cut my heart out of that, a second one. So I'll do that real quick. And I think, what else? I've already got my arrow. All right, so I'm going to cut these really quick. And I love how this card is really easy to put together, but it's fun. I'm kind of all about the easy stuff. How is everybody's 2026 going so far? I know it's early, but you know. And then I'm going to do my let's see here. And of course, there's all kinds of dies in this stamp set, so you could use other elements. There's a larger arrow. There's like a little cluster of hearts that you can do. So there's all kinds of like different things that you can cut out. Okay, so those are my X's and O's. And I have a couple more I have to get off the plate here. Oh, let's see. I just thought of something. My colors are different this time around, so we'll see how this looks. Alrighty, and oh yeah, and then I need to cut out a banner too. So the little arrows that I cut out, this cuts out 2 of them at a time. So that's really nice. There is a larger arrow. You've got some hearts. You have a different type of heart that's really cool. It's kind of like a squiggly lines. You have a little cluster of hearts here and here. So you can do quite a bit with this. So I'm going to take a stamp first. My sentiment, and I am going to stamp today and always. Okay. So that's perfectly fits the saying. So that's nice. So I'm going to go ahead and punch that out. And then I did some other fun little techniques that I wanted to tweak this a little bit. I didn't really want it as necessarily a Valentine's card. So I purposely left out the Valentines. Whoops. I purposely made the card so that it was not specifically for Valentine's Day. I think a lot of people would just love to get a reminder of how important they are to us, right? So this is a card that you can give to anybody anytime. You know, somebody that's maybe going through a hard time, or they're just, you know, you're just thinking about them. Yeah, that was kind of my focus. Ugh, I swear. My machine is not cooperating. What am I doing? Oh, my dog's choking on something. Why is this acting off? Sorry about that. I don't normally have a problem with this machine at all. There we go. Oh, I have the wrong layers. Oh, yeah. I do. I have an extra board in here. I swear. Well, that makes sense now why. It's always something. Much happier without that extra board. Okay. All right. So a couple things I did. I did not have like, I'm using a white twine. And so I think I might try using 2 different colors. But what I did, in the suite, it comes with a pink ribbon. And I didn't buy everything in the suite. And so, but I really wanted to use a twine to connect these 2 together. So in this card, I thought I'll use white, but let me show you how I got myself the right colored twine. So it's kind of messy, but a super easy way to get any white twine or whatever to coordinate, right? So this is parchment paper, and just a cool tip. You can get these at the Dollar Tree for $1.25. You get 100, and they're already pre-cut pieces of parchment paper. So I like it because if you're using like detailed dies through a machine, you can use that, run that with it, your die and your cardstock or whatnot, and it will take up those little pieces. It also is great for when you're messing around with messy stuff. So I wanted my white twine to have the same color coordination as what's in my cardstock and my designer series paper. So I just took the color that I needed in my re-inker, and I just put it down on my paper, and I'm gonna, where did I do with it? And so it's going to take a while to dry, so you want to do this before you're going to do your card or use it, because it does have to soak up and dry. You could probably use a heat gun to speed it up a little bit, but I just did it and let it dry like overnight. And another cool thing about using parchment paper is you have this background, and if you're into like doing mixed media, or even just making backgrounds for other projects and stuff, this will dry eventually and it will have a really cool look. You'll have your dark spots. You can of course add to it, build to it, and stuff. So you could die cut it after it's dry. There's a lot of things you can do. I'm a big use everything up, right? Recycle, repurpose. So now I have my twine that's going to color coordinate with my card. So I'm just going to leave this and let it dry. I did do one earlier, but that's just a fun thing to do, right? And so I just put it on a paper towel and just let it dry, and I'll use that in another card. So I do have one that is hopefully dry. I did it about 5 hours ago, so hopefully it's all good. So I'm going to use that. So, and then what else? When I'm stamping it, so we can stamp the panel on the inside panel, we might as well, while we have our stuff going here. I'm going to stamp on the inside just plain love you. And I like the size of this love. This is really a nice big love. You can use it in scrapbooking if you want. Gets its point across. Okay, so there's my love. And then in this stamp set, it did not have a stamp set that was just the word you. So I am covering up the actual stamp says sending you. So I covered up the word sending, and I'm just going to ink up just the word you. It looks like it's covered pretty well. And then I'm going to remove this tape. Okay. And it's such a little U, but I think it's okay. I like it. Okay, so we've got love you. And then I'm going to decorate this. And I'm going to, I want to use up these little X and O's and hearts, but they need a little something, right? So I'm going to use Winkostella. And I'm going to just put these on the back of this. And I'm going to color in with Winkostella. And if you don't know what Winkostella is, it's like a glitter pen, kind of. It's very fine. It's not like thick and coarse, like actual big glitter that you're probably used to seeing. But it just makes such a difference. And it's clear, so it will look. So I don't know if you can see it's shimmery. So I'm going to do that with all of this because it will just add that little something. Now I could have done this in a designer series paper too. That would have been really cute. But I just thought I'm going to do this. And you wouldn't have to do this, but I just think it's a nice little touch. Yeah. Whoops. It's a nice way to use cardstock, and it'll look a little more like an embellishment. So it's just another way to use your cardstock. All right, so I'm going to let that sit for a little bit. And I think we're ready to kind of start putting this together. So I've got my stamping done. Here's my twine. I think just for the fun of it, I'm going to also cut just a plain piece or color or weight cardstock. I can't talk tonight. Oh my gosh. Another piece of twine, and I'm going to do a double bow, I think. We'll try it. See how it works. And hopefully this might not be quite dry. Like I said, I just did this not that long ago. I could have used a heat gun to probably maybe get that a little drier, but eventually it will dry. So let's do our panels. So we need to put our stabilizers in. So to do that, we're going to fold each of these in half. And I'm going to make a nice crease. And what this is going to do is whatever you're using as your focal point, it's going to keep it stable. Okay. And so this is your center line. And so you're going to want to put these on each side of your fold, not on top of it, but on each side. And that'll allow the card to still fold for you. So what we're going to do is put I've got a lot of stuff in the way, don't I? It's just how I roll. Oh crap, I just dumped those. All right, so we're going to take and put down one side. Whoops. Oh no. Of the stabilizer, we're going to put one side down on each side of the score.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
I tell ya. So I'm going to do this in the center.
Sorry, I didn't understand that.
Oh, my watch is talking to me. I don't know why. Let me put this on. It is on Do Not Disturb. I don't know what she's thinking. Okay. So, and I have this on just a little bit crooked. And that's why I like to use liquid glue on doing something like this, because, you know, you have to be able to have that little bit of wiggle room. And I'm going to take this stabilizer and I'm going to place it on the other side of the score line. Okay, so and I love liquid glue too, because pretty much, you know, when you use it, whatever you're using it on, it's gonna stay. So I'm just gonna hold those down for just a little bit. So now what you have is your stabilizer is attached to your front, and then these flaps are free. Okay, so now we're going to take the two panels that we cut and we're going to put those on top of this, and we're going to leave a border. So let's do that. And I am not a huge red person. And I know, you know, this is Valentine's like sweet. Of course, I'm not using, or not sweet, but bundle. I am not using this as a Valentine's card, but I love red and purple, but I am not a big fan of red. Just, I don't know. It's just not one of my colors. So I had to put purple in here. So what this panel did is it covered up this piece, you know, that we attached. Okay, so we're going to do that on the other side as well. And again, we want to have that nice border. It's hard for me to see because I'm sitting in my chair and it's like being in a kindergartner's chair. It's really low for me. I do that because to actually film, I have to be lower. So, okay, so because my element is not it's, you know, thinner in some parts, it's not a square shape is what I'm trying to say. So I'm gonna snip off like the corners of my stabilizer, because that's not gonna affect how it works, but it will hide, you know, behind. So I'm just gonna snip off, and see, so now it's not showing, you know, I don't have those, I don't have to worry about it coming square down here at the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to take and glue this on. And I like this because it just makes your, whatever it is that you're decorating your front, it'll just make it pop. And I'm kind of focusing on lining up the center of the heart with the fold that we made. And I'm just going to hold that down just to make it so that it's stable. Sweet. And so now you can see it is sitting, and when we finish the card, it's going to be elevated and it's going to be nice and what am I trying to say? Stable. Okay, so I think let's do the inside. So this piece, we are going to put up on dimensionals. So, because what's going to happen is this is going to be it's going to be a little higher than, and it's going to make a ledge so that when we actually fold our card into a standing position, it's going to hold that card shut. And I'm kind of using a lot of dimensionals because I don't want this piece to move, because it is going to be pretty much what's going to keep our card looking the way it should. All right. So I'm going to put this side on first, because then that will allow me to put my my greeting card, or my, where I'm going to write, lined up correctly. Okay, so I do want to have a nice border. So I'm going to try to line this up so that it looks right. Okay, and so see how this is lifted up. Okay, and so when we close the card, that's going to catch. And so when it'll stand like this. And yeah, so that's something that will make it a 3-dimensional card, which is really fun. A person can put that on their desk or shelf or whatever and see it. It can be kind of a little poster. So then I'm going to line this up. Okay. The inside. So we have these little hearts. Well, let's do the outside first, because who knows, I might change my mind how I'm going to do this. I never know. So because these both have little holes, I am going to tie these together, and hopefully this is dry enough. And I'm just going to put both the white and the gorgeous grape that I dyed. I'm going to put both of these through this. And I'm really hoping I'm the worst at trying to thread stuff, I swear. Oops. Oh, I got one part in. Okay. And so this is just something that I kind of did tonight. It kind of came up and I thought, oh, this is kind of a cool little trick. When you're trying to tie something and always you need a third hand. So I thought I will use my tape, and that'll keep this kind of in place. And then I can focus on tying. Okay. So it's kind of cute having the grape with the white. And yeah, this was not exactly dry yet. But it will dry eventually. Oh boy. Bad, bad, bad. All right. So I'm going to take that off. I'm trying really hard not to get this purple on here. I'm going to put this to the side. So I'm just going to put dimensionals on this side of my heart. Okay. Let's see. I have some hand sanitizer that I'm going to try to get this ink off me. At least it won't hopefully transfer. Okay. Let's take the heart and attach that. Alrighty, and I'm going to put, where'd my little arrow go? Here it is, right in front of me. I'm going to throw that like under here. Originally, I liked this to be just kind of moving. Maybe I'll leave it. I tied this one a little tighter, so maybe that will work. But I'm going to attach our little arrow here. And maybe we'll just let this one just kind of do whatever it wants there. All right. And then I'm not really liking that much, but I guess it's okay. Let's see. Let's do our crosses and O's and our little hearts. So I think we'll put, I don't know. Now I wish that wasn't red. Let's see. We'll put some crosses and O's in here. We'll do that. I kind of never know what's going to look like when I do a live because I just kind of fly by the seat of my pants. I mean, I know kind of what I'm going to make, but I don't know how it's going to look with the choices I make. Okay, and I'm going to use one of those little hearts. Put that down. And I don't know if this, do I want these here? Maybe we will. Maybe we'll do kind of adds a little something to that red space. I think we'll try that. Why not? There's no mistakes in stamping, right? Just kind of do whatever you want. I need one little more dash of glue there. Okay. Oops. Got a lot of glue on me. Things are moving. All right, we got one little tiny heart. I think we'll put him, yeah, we'll throw him over here. Oops. Whoops, oh crap, he's going upside down. We don't want that. So what do you think? Cute? I think it's cute. And then when you open it up, it's love you. So I made, so it's fun. That's when it's complete, it will look like, well, it's kind of hard to show what it'll look like, but that's what it will be like when it's stays open, sitting on a desk or whatnot. Super cute, but I love having the purple with the red. I just like that so much better. And here is one that I made using the same products, just did the reverse of all the materials. This one I left plain. I was going to put the arrow, that second arrow, I was going to put it here, but it kind of just didn't make sense. I don't know. So maybe I'll add something to that later. This one I actually did tack down because I wanted it, when it stood up, I noticed that this would swing and it would cover the bottom of the arrow. I didn't like that. So I just attached it up here with the dimensional, but let this still be suspended in the air, right? And then I did my X's and O's here, where here I did them here and here. So they're the same card, just kind of opposite colors. And yeah. And I think, oh, I did this differently too. I did the XO up here, and on this one, I did the XO down here. So, but super cute. So it's super easy card to make. You don't need a lot of stuff, and I just think they're super fun. And when you mail them, of course, they can still go in an envelope. So that's nice too. So I hope you like that card. I hope it inspires you to make one. It's super easy, and I love hearts. I'm just not, not everybody has a Valentine. Hi, Jean. Thank you for watching. They are cute, and I just, just doing just those little things like Wink of Stella on the X's and O's, and dyeing my twine from white to match whatever it is that you're doing. It's just nice because you don't have to think, oh, I don't have that color, because you do. But so I hope you like that. If you make one, feel free to share it. I'd love to see it. And I hope it inspires you. So with that, I will let you go. The new catalog is live, and a lot of fun stuff. And survive the winter, I hope. It's been nice. It's like it was 40 something today. Yeah. A couple days ago it was like below zero. So, Minnesota for you. But with that, have a wonderful week, and I will see you next week. Thanks for joining me. Take care.